Spaceship communists! We're under attack!
You have the right to remain.
Hi, I'm Rob Cram, and today we're taking a look at Black Forest Games' remake of Pandemic Studios' 2005 Xbox and PlayStation 2 action game, Destroy All Humans. The game offers a complete remake for a new generation of gamers. Cutting to the chase, Destroy All Humans is a comedic action game which references the 1950s B-movie era, with witty jokes and remarks. The story is pretty simple as players assume the role of alien and clone Crypto-137. His task is to head to planet Earth and discover the fate of his predecessor Crypto-136, who on a mission to the planet went dark. Having found humans residing on Earth, Crypto is tasked by his leader to harvest the human brains for alien DNA, and as the namesake suggests, destroy all humans. Well, not quite. The game starts off pretty much as it means to go on, with an introduction to the basic functions of setting foot on the ground. It's here where Crypto uses his multi-purpose weapon, which shocks or melts humans, alongside abilities such as telekinesis, anal probes, and harvesting brains. The introductory levels also showcase jumping into the flying saucer and letting rip on the poor humans. The game takes on a rampage-like flavour here, as buildings are fully destructible. Interestingly, the gameplay isn't just a one-trick pony though, because whilst there is quite a lot of wanton destruction and players are free to cause quite a bit of havoc, some levels require more sneaky actions. This is where stealth or subterfuge come into play. These moments are perhaps just as enjoyable as the destructive action-orientated gameplay moments, or at least offer some diversity. It's here where players can take on human forms by jacking into their victim's head and then resume wandering around undetected using their form. It's timer based, which means players need to constantly scan NPCs to remain hidden in this way. If you're seen taking over a body or performing a suspicious activity, then your alien form is revealed and cover blown. It's a neat mechanic where in some missions becomes a requirement to remain hidden to avoid failure. Crypto has options to control humans as well as make them forget what they have seen. Alternatively, you can simply pop their brains before they raise the alarm. The aliens have quite a few neat tricks up their sleeves as the game progresses, with Crypto able to upgrade his weapons, shields and abilities for himself and his saucer with collected DNA. However, the humans wisen up throughout the campaign and begin to adopt countermeasures, making Crypto's job far more challenging. What starts off as a humble infantry with the odd tank here and there becomes full-blown Men in Black style agents with alien-busting weaponry. That said, the game is mostly pretty easy to play if you're mindful of your surroundings. However, at times the difficulty ramps up quite substantially, such as when facing off against bosses. In terms of shooting and generally having fun with the game, then it accomplishes the core mechanic very well. It can become full-on when the game's wanted meter reaches its limit. What's neat is being able to return to completed areas for additional challenges or just free roam mayhem. It's here where Crypto's vulnerability shows once all hell breaks loose, where perhaps death is inevitable when a constant stream of attackers spawn all around you, perhaps unfairly at times. In terms of visuals, Destroy All Humans looks great, where the makeover really shines compared to its original, which appears bare bones in comparison. You can now look at building interiors but not enter them unfortunately, and environments generally feel more lived in. Destroying buildings also feels more visceral, creating a far more enjoyable romp this time. The update certainly feels fitting for a game in our current times. That said, this isn't another HD remaster, but a complete visual overhaul, and looks all the better for it. On PC then, there are quite a few options to tweak, and if you're running on a top-end system, then it sticks comfortably to 4K 60 frames per second at max settings. Audio is a massive plus here, with great performances all round, accompanied by an eerie soundtrack. Some of the NPCs do repeat phrases though when you scan them, but that's a minor niggle. The humour is pretty much on point though, whether that's the B-movie loading screens or voiceovers, and will raise a smile or eyebrows in equal measure. It's very much fitting of the 50s period, so some players will need to bear in mind references to sexism, amongst other things. You have been warned. The Destroy All Humans story takes around 8 to 10 hours to complete or less, depending on your skill, with some 20 plus missions. You can also mess around with each level for additional challenges and free roam, as previously mentioned. Therefore, player mileage will vary, especially with things like collectibles to find. Destroy All Humans comes across as a neat throwback game from 15 years ago, where much of the dialogue and humour still works today. The gameplay offers a fair amount of variety, despite some minor glitches here and there, and the visual overhaul is a real treat if comparing to the original. As a game though, it's quite simplistic, where its story is the main driving force. It's also fairly easy to wade through each mission, aside from the frustratingly cheap end boss. If you're looking for an entertaining, non-taxing third-person shooter with some stealth elements tossed in, and where you play the villain, then this is a neat game to pick up and play. If you're looking for something a little more intelligent, then this might not scratch your cerebral itch. Destroy All Humans scores 8 out of 10. Okay, I'm Rob Cram. Thanks for watching.
Space invaders! My hand! My hand!
Stop right there, pal. Drop your weapon! Move over! You're going down, little man!
What? I am a nervous wreck. I have got to get some action. What I need is for some handsome drifter to sweep into town, steal my heart, and just leave me with the memories. Get a grip, Martha. You're a married woman.
That Ike seems like the guy I'd want to have over for a barbecue. He's got my vote. Not that sleazebag Huffman. That Marilyn, a playwright and a baseball player. That little minx. Centerfold girls have all the fun.
Hit the deck! It comes from outer space!